So are all of your girlfriends virgins before you?
Well, here's where you have to, as a man, do your best to find a woman, if you want to take her seriously, with as little history as possible, if that's the kind of thing that bothers you.
And does it bother you?
Well, it depends.
I mean, surely your best place to go then is high school.
Well, we have to be careful. I'm under investigation here. But it depends, because there's different categories of women.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Everything in life is actually fine if you keep everything in the right place. If you use a fork.
I don't think Bonnie is the same thing as a drug dealer. Because I don't think sex is the equivalent. Like, I don't think if a guy has sex with Bonnie Blue, he might not cheat on, well, he might have that release for like a week or whatever, you know. I mean, I know it's faster than that, but heroin hooks people for life, you know. Like, I just don't think a guy seeing a hooker and the effects on a guy seeing a hooker and a dealer is the same thing.
For forking and a spoon for spooning, everything's fine. It only gets confusing when you try and mix the two up. All men love whores. Men love whores.
We've got good technique.
Of course. Any man who sits there and says...
So you love whores then?
Well, any man who says he doesn't love whores is a fucking liar.
So you love whores?
Well, if I'm on a boat in Miami, I don't want
Would
nuns.
you prefer a blowjob with your teeth or the mouth? You need someone with experience.
Well, if you want girls who are just a good time, they're not going to be that emotionally invested. They're probably going to be sluts. If you're going to go to a party with 20 women, you want women who are just a good time. Good time women are hoes, and men love hoes. But men want the dichotomy because we want our cake and eat it. We want a wife, and we want hoes, and we want both.
Mm.
It only gets confusing for a man when he puts them in the wrong category. What will happen is a man will meet a hoe, fall in love with her because he can't control himself, and then try and say, oh, no, she's wifey because he's in love with her because he's an idiot. But if you're me and you can sit and go, okay, that one's a good one. She's wifey. Those are the hoes. They're this. And you just keep everything in its right place. It's fine.
So Bonnie's a hoe.
I don't want to insult Bonnie Blue.
You can't insult me.
I mean, you called her a hoe when I last talked to you.
No, I said she was a whore. And
I said, what's the difference between a hoe and a whore?
Well, there is a big difference because whores get paid. And whores are actually a much higher social standing than a hoe. Because hoes are fucking dumb and they're doing it for free.
Yeah.
Whores make money. So I think she's a whore.
I didn't know that difference.
Well, now you do.
Now I do.
I always say people can call me a prostitute, slut, slag, whore, whatever. I don't care. Like, you just can't insult me. Like, I own it. Whatever word you want to call me, whether you say
it's not even insulting. It's just a factual description.
Yeah.
It's a factual description.
If anything, it turns me on.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's why she's so good at her job.
By the time you finish calling me a whore, I'm going to leave this chair with a wet patch.
Well, there you go. That's why she's so good at her job. I have that effect anyway. But the point I'm making here is any man who sits and goes, oh, I hate whores, I hate hoes, that's all a fucking lie. There's scenarios in which they're very welcome and very liked. But there's scenarios in which they're not. So everyone has their standing in life. Everyone has their place in life.
Yeah.
Bonnie, even I would argue, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but you can correct me. Bonnie will have sex with one man, or have sex with a certain type of man, or have sex with whoever, but she'd marry a different type of man. To marry someone is different than having sex with someone. You wouldn't just marry anyone, would you? You'd have to kind of like him.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be completely different. Like, I generally have sex with anyone of legal age, but if I'm thinking of marriage, it's completely different.
Okay, so even in Bonnie's mind, there are people she treats a certain way and respects in a certain way, and there's people she has sex with without any emotional attachment. That's exactly how it is as a man. There's a woman you'll treat a certain way and have a certain amount of feeling for, and there's women you just fuck. That's it. So everything's actually fine. Men saying they hate whores and they hate all this, that's all a fucking lie. Men love whores in the right scenario. So you're asking me, my girlfriends. Well, I mean, it depends. If you catch me on a boat, if you catch me on my yacht with 25 women, are they all virgins? Fuck no. But do I have children from some virgins? Yes.
If you ever host a virgin party, count me in.
How would you get into a virgin party?
Well, no, but I'd be there to take the virginities. I'm obsessed with it.
Why are you obsessed with taking boys' virginities?
Well, just like how Andrew likes 18-year-old.
Wait.
Okay.
Careful. Careful now.
Sorry, should I go
I'm
younger?
under investigation. What I have said.
Andrew, 18 is a legal age. I don't know what you class as legal.
No,
but
18 is legal. You're right.
Yeah.
But the reason, actually, and it's interesting you said this, but the reason men prefer younger women is because they have less history. That's why.
Yeah.
The average 22-year-old live less life than the average 30-year-old. That's why men prefer younger women in general. But sorry to interrupt you, but I'm just clarifying because
See, do you see how she doesn't try to talk over him? I have this problem. But That's how sex workers make men fall in love, is because she's more feminine than most of the tradcon women.
He gets clip farmed, and before you know it, I'm back in handcuffs.
No, not 18, 19. But I'd happily take an 18-year-old on their birthday. Like,
Why?
closer to 18. I just want them, to be young, innocent. I want to strip them from that. I want to take
steal
their
their
innocence.
innocence.
I want to watch
Like
their
Shang Tsung.
toes curl up as they come for the first time from a girl. Like, I love that. And I also think it's educational. So I'm obsessed
How's
with
it educational?
You think about sex education at school. It's from a middle-aged teacher that's not been laid. And they basically say you have sex, or you're probably going to die from an STD. There's no information. If anything, they should whip up one of my DVDs, put it on screen. No, look, that's how the dick enters the pussy. This is how you get a girl wet. There's none of that. So me having sex with them shows this is a woman's body. Yes, a woman's, Andrew, not trans. And
I don't think you're trans.
and
We'll come to that.
they don't know how to pleasure a girl. They've not touched a girl. They've just watched videos, online.
Robert had a question. He said she could have banged a rich wanker. No, why would a decent looking girl do this? Well, Rob, if she gets a rich guy, she has to give up freedom. And in girl world, that's why women love Taylor Swift. They love Kim Kardashian, because it's women that got the ultimate freedom and still got the high value guy. Now, will Kim Kardashian stick the landing? I doubt it. Taylor Swift, it looks like she might, but that's why she wouldn't do it, because then she would have to give up her freedom and she'd have to listen to someone. Now, are you going to tell me what time is this tournament?
These slapping, these choking, these hair pulling, and then they go to do it on a woman or a girl for the first time.
That's
She's
terrible.
probably going to cry rape the next day.
Yeah, you're probably going to get a criminal charge of that. Probably going to get sued if that happens.
Probably need to talk from experience there, but like with me, I love educating them. Like, they've never fingered a girl before. They've never.
So you
learnt what
educate
they
your
like.
guys when you sleep with them?
Not all the time. Some of them are in their 80s and their wife's dead. Like, they've been having sex for years, but some of them are 18 and haven't lost their virginity. They haven't been having sex. So I love lying there and saying, look, do whatever you want to me, trial and error. And if anything, I'm protecting women, because then the next girl they sleep with, they know how to choke properly, they know how to slap, they know how to fuck, and they know how to pleasure her. And also I give them such a safe environment. Like, I mean, if you had an 18-year-old son, would you send him to me on his 18th birthday?
No.
Okay, so your son will probably lose his virginity after going to a club. He's probably been drinking, the girl might have done drugs. You then go back to some hotel or parents'
I
house,
don't think
whatever.
I'm raising him that way.
Okay,
Yeah.
but regardless.
What about if he falls in love and loses his virginity to someone he loved?
And what if the world becomes a really happy place? You're talking, it's unrealistic.
That's the best bar she had the whole time. Yeah, because that's an ego death. The trads, they're like, I want this idealistic world. And they're like, nope, it's not idealistic. Let's be realistic.
When people lose their virginity, it's probably after a night out.
So it's more realistic I send my son to you.
Yeah.
Who slept with 1,000.
Are you saying, Rob, that your children are going to do what you want? Is
On
that
your
what you're trying to
18th,
say?
on his 18th
Because they're
birthday, I'll go and find
independent
him.
people, Rob.
They are.
No, they
Now
can make their own
he's control
decisions,
it.
Rob.
They
Don't
can.
come out with that crap.
But
Well,
when you
I think my kids are... You don't have kids, and I think my
No.
kids are older than your kids. So de facto, I think I've got a bit more experience in being a dad. Because
On his
everyone
18th
talks...
That's the other thing. So trads always think they know more because they've been married and have children. But they're usually the biggest victims of like a really bad divorce or, I mean, they're usually the biggest simps, married guys. Yeah.
talks about how it is until their kids actually do disobey them, which they do.
No, they won't.
Right, Rob, on your
Yeah, he's right about that. Kids do disobey their parents.
son's 18th birthday, I'll be stood on the driveway with a balloon and a happy birthday card.
That's funny.
I'll take his virginity, but I'll take him to a safe, controlled environment. I'm not going to cry and rape the next day. I'm STD tested. I can educate him on a body. So the next girl he sleeps with, because if that's the girl he falls in love with, she's going to want a good shag. She's going to want to be pleasured. She's want to walk away from it and go, fuck, that was good. Yeah, I want to see him again. I want to stay loyal to him because he was amazing in the bedroom.
Rob, you should do it.
Do you really believe this?
Rob, do
Yeah.
it.
Okay, would you send your son to Bonnie, age 18 birthday?
I don't need to, but you need to.
I don't need to.
Yes, you do.
Are you judging me, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm just saying that like
Andrew, I
I'll
think
tell you why married men are simps. I consider a simp is a guy that worships women, a guy that lives life on his woman's term, or a guy that accepted a bad deal. Unfortunately, most married guys are paying way more for something that other guys got for free. It's kind of simpy. It is. Most married guys are simps. They are. They can be good men. It doesn't take away from what they've accomplished, but yeah, it can be simps.
Father and son as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
No thanks. But
Brother and brother?
no,
Double
no way.
penetration?
No way.
Well, you need to find out if I'm trans. I think you and your brother, double penetration, then you'll know the truth.
Okay, first things first. You're not trans, and I knew you weren't trans. 100%.
Is that because you've had multiple wanks?
No, it's just 100% you're.
Or is
you're
that
not
because
trans.
you left this?
The wife should be a virgin. Yeah, again, it's should. Should equals wish list. I wish women didn't vote. I wish my wife was a virgin. Wish, wish, wish. It won't happen.
My last event. Oh, you don't want to touch it? I thought you might be thirsty. You want to rinse it for cum?
Oh, Bonnie. Bonnie, I knew you weren't trans. However,
Yeah.
I would argue that a lot of the men who fuck you are gay.
No, it can be intimidating, though, for guys.
No, it's not about intimidation. They are gay.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Because
Their dick is entering a pussy.
there's too much male DNA all around that scenario. The reason I find female promiscuity, by and large, for my
Yeah.
personal sexual appetite, quite disgusting, is because I don't like the thought of other men anywhere near what I'm going to fuck. I'm
Yeah.
so not gay that I don't like that there have been men there.
Thank you for the super chat. You guys are so nice. Thank you. It's very nice of you.
Except if you're on a boat with 25 of them.
Well, if that's whoreland. When you're if you're in whoreland, it's whoreland. You
So
don't
that's
care.
the fork box, not the spoon box.
I guess you could argue that, yes. My point is, if I was going to take a woman seriously, the idea of another man being near her, I find repulsive. And I find it repulsive because the idea of the man repulses me by and large.
Yeah.
Any man who's happy to have sex with that many other men, when there's that much other male DNA in the room, I would argue has a streak of homosexuality to some degree. I would argue that those
Yeah.
men are gay. Now, you're not trans, but I don't think a straight man wants to fuck a pussy that's had 10 dicks in it, or 20 dicks in it, or 50 dicks in it.
What about 1,057?
Well, I don't know. Maybe these men are just bi, or I don't know. Maybe they're desperate. You could argue lots of things. You
See,
know?
I don't agree, but I do get where you're coming from. Like some of these guys, especially 6 hours in, they come to me. It's the floor's like an ice rink. There's that much cum on there. My face, I'm barely recognizable. Like my hair is slicked back. My eyes are full of cum. Like my whole body is so slippery from cum. And yet they still come, they kiss me, they touch me. And I think, fuck, what if they don't want to touch me because I'm covered in another guy's cum? And when I do the gangbangs and there's a lot of men together, I have security in that room. A lot of people assume that security's for me. It's not. It's for the other guys because I'm always concerned, like, fuck, if another guy comes and it hits another guy, I don't want a fight to break out. I don't want them to be like, oh, that's gay, don't touch me. So there's always security when I do these events, but it's predominantly for the guys because I'm scared a fight's going to break out because they think it's gay.
That's so gross.
And you respect this profession.
I understand the profession. The profession has been around for a very long time. I respect the honesty, actually.
Somebody's got to do it. I don't look at either we force women to marry young, put a gun to their head and say, marry young, or hookers come. Pick one.
What I said. But yeah, I think the men who turn up to these events are gay by and large. I think they're at least bi. Because I think that if you're a straight man, you don't really want to be near other kind of men's genitals. And time in and of itself, we should resurrect Einstein and get him in this conversation. He'll tell you more about it than me. But, you know, time's all happening at once, they say. And that, you know, it's not linear like we believe. And there's another dimension where everything happens at once. Have you seen Interstellar?
Yes.
Cool. So if you fuck her after she's been fucked, you're fucking her the same time she is being fucked, and the dick is in there with your dick, and it's all happening in one big fucking time warp of jizz.
Is that
and it's better if you're just nowhere near it. If you just
But
don't
this
go anywhere near
conversation's
it.
getting me really wet.
Well, this is the thing. Well, I'm sure that when I see your next event, time warp of jizz, I expect a cut. But so for me, you know, women say this. Oh yeah, but it was before I met you. I don't give a fuck if it was before you knew my name. You got fucked, and that's disgusting. And that offends me now. You cheated on me before.
No guy takes sloppy seconds. Well, then you must be as delusional as these women because you're all taking sloppy seconds. Are you dating virgins? No. Statistically, you're not. And if you are, statistically, she's done backdoor or blown somebody. You're all taking sloppy seconds. Sorry, not sorry. That's what it is.
I met you. That is terrible.
Is that not your insecurity?
Well, that's perfect word. So people call it insecurity.
I'm not against arranged marriages, but we either arrange the marriages or hookers come. That's pretty much it.
You go onto my...
Yeah, Nia facts. Yeah. Can we just... I understand the trad stuff. You grow to hate it at some point. You grow to hate it because you realize it wastes years of people's life. Years. Years of my life. Years of people I know's life. Years.
Point. It's almost like you can read my mind, bro. People call it insecurity. They say,
She's got 1 inch.
Bring back chastity belts. Do you live under a rock? How would we bring that back? Again, that's wish list.
The other guys are going to have bigger dicks.
Well, people call it insecurity and people call it lots of things. But truthfully, what it is heterosexuality. And any of these men who go, oh, yeah, I don't mind her being covered in...
Yeah, 10 years of my life. The trads, even as a woman, I wish I could... Someday... I always got to be careful of the things I say publicly. I wish I could tell you how that wasted my life, but it's wasted women's lives, men's lives. It does not work in 2025. Guys will do or say anything to get their rocks off, and they do not care about any of the peripherals surrounding it.
They need to take a long, hard look in the mirror and probably get an AIDS test because they're gay. And that's fine. I mean, some people are gay. But you can be gay. You can have gay sex with a woman. Of course you can.
Sloppy seconds in the same occasion. How do you know? How do you know what she was doing before she saw you? You don't. So there was a guy in the chat that said, I'd rather take an honest whore than one that lies. That's not true. It's not. Men want to be lied to.
I mean, the point of having sex with a woman is to get her pregnant, by and large. I'd argue that being horny in general is kind of gay. To be like, I'm so horny. Like, I'm a full-grown man. I'm so horny. I'm so horny. Like, who?
Yeah, but to me, gays fucking another guy is.
No. Gays doing gay shit, bro. Gays having sex with a woman without the intention of impregnating her, having sex with a woman who's covered in cum,